are a set of chambers or temples that of possibilities. This is to do with creation, and the entry point or the gate to each chamber, to each temple, has to do with a common consciousness and being, which is to do with being Adam or being a true human, which has to do with something that think its life in relation to the will of the Creator. This is the way we perceive the meaning and the powers that are involved in our life. This is the covenant of the welding fire, which is to do with Bereshit. Okay, so it's covenant of fire. It means that power which welds. One can say those opposition, meaning our matter with the pneuma or the spirit of that we were given by the Creator, by God. So how we study and how we engage actually today with Torah, and we are actually constricted in one hand, and it's permitted on the other hand to deal with reading Torah through the powers, let's say, and the setup, the allowing setup of the Zohar. Okay, and this was planned and designed specifically for what is called last generation. What is last generation? It's last, let's say, as a whole, as a general knowing and memory, has to do with Malchut. She's called the last. She's the last because she is actually that which gives name, meaning, and purpose to each and every, let's say, measurement or Sefira. So it's the last Sefira, which is, meaning it gives an echo of meaning or of what we call return light, meaning a chamber, a place for the quality of each spirit and each Sefira to get its color, or to be pronounced, to be heard, actually to be revealed. Okay, so last generation has to do with reforming Malchut, reforming the last Sefira, which is the origin of our consciousness. Malchut is the origin of all human consciousness. Okay, she's our big mother, if you like, our big source of genetics. So last generation is a generation that will have to deal with that root of its life or its existence, with this genetics, in a way that it can actually generate it and cause it to move into reforming. So first, it's the last. It means that it is accumulating, one can say, and gathering and collecting all the powers, all the lights and the meaning, and translate it into meaning, into name. This is what is called to give name. So this Malchut is as well another name of Malchut, apart from the last, is being able to give a name, meaning a purpose, to the other. Okay, okay. So it has to do with its special relationship with Bina, through which it acquires the qualities of a mother, meaning when the last Malchut is fully, it's in its full-fledged development, it actually acts as the mother of all createes. Okay, so last generation, actually, it's our generation. It will be the last in turn to call, meaning to define, to acknowledge, to identify the separation from, because of the last, the separation from its cause or its root. So it will be the last to exile. So it will give a name of a general name for separation, and the meaning of it. It will be last for exile, and the first, it means it's the same generation. That will be the last for exile and the first for redemption. Because at the moment we actually acknowledge our separation, we acknowledge the need, and redemption happens. Okay, so this is actually the meaning of last generation. It's an acute sense of consciousness to our relationship with the Creator. It cannot stand the sense of generality in relation, or abstraction in relation to the Creator. It needs its sentiment of intimacy. Okay, so this is another sort of indication, one can say, for that, for our generation. And one of the revelation or the phenomena that accompanies last generation is the ability to access the Zohar. Because the ability to access the Zohar gives us the sense and force of connection to that which we need to be, or which we can form ourselves to be. So this is sort of a few words in relation to what it means, last generation. Now, in it, the question about 6,000 years, I hope it's already clear that we are not talking about chronicle time or a linear time that we count. I know that some people make how much we've got left to 6,000, how we actually count it. But as a whole, it's a principle. It's not to do with let's say, the pace of the way, or the way we count time. It's if we manage to make time count in terms of reforming ourselves through the 6 measurement, which are 6 connective tissues and connective that allows us adaptation to the will of the Creator. There are 6, which is an inclusive of Tiferet, meaning the 6 which has to do with Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. So it's the body, meaning that which create a wholeness of will that can allow a sense and a feeling and an ability to respond to the higher. So 6,000 has to do, 1,000 has to do with wisdom, always. And 6 has to do with that, with that structure, all those 6 measurement of connective tissues or connective forces. Okay.